Morning, morning. February 21st today. We skipped an episode. I know you all who listen were direly waiting for it. We did record. We had some technical issues again. Our buddy Brad let us down yet again. It's okay,
Yeah.
though. We still love him.
If you liked hearing Dane talk, it would have been a great episode because it was only him
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, it was a solid episode of me just talking and AJ going,
And just
just
silence while I
miming
talked.
in silence. Yeah, it was great. So
Yeah.
that's all right. We had some good conversation. Not too much really has happened. We added a couple of notes to our script. So, yeah, we haven't missed a ton of stuff, but we have some updates. But
Yeah.
right now, we're both watching I almost said the NASCAR game, the hockey game, and it's
Four Nations face off.
yeah, we're in it now. Midway through the second period, and like just the
Yep.
start of the second period. But yeah, so we're locked in right now. It's a championship between USA and Canada. So we just AJ just said he said we're gonna do our best to get through this and not get distracted. So
Yeah.
we're gonna pay attention, but we're focused on the game too. So
I
go USA.
I do have a starter question for you.
Go for it.
Is a scrambled egg fried chicken?
No, because fried chicken is short for deep fried chicken, and it's not a deep fried egg if it's scrambled. It's just a fried egg. Fried chicken is just short for deep fried chicken.
Is it?
I would say, because I guess you could still fry it. Like you dip it in batter and egg and everything. You'd still fry it, but yeah, I mean that's like the is a hot dog a sandwich kind of thing.
Oh,
Like that,
yeah.
yeah, like that's another one
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of ties into that. And like is the taco a sub or whatever? Because it's
Right.
just meat and cheese. Like yeah, it's
Wrapped
they get
around
kind of
bread.
hairy. The what?
Wrapped with bread.
Yeah, wrapped around some bread. So I don't know, where do you fall for it? Is it scrambled egg or fried chicken?
No, because egg is not a chicken. Is not chicken. It's not the
Also true. I didn't even
proteins
think
that make
about
up
that.
the meat.
I didn't even think about
It was
that.
one of those.
I dove on the fried, not even the chicken egg thing. You could
Yeah,
have said it's scrambled egg, fried turkey. And I'd be like, no, because it's deep fried turkey, dumbass. Like I wouldn't have even put those two together.
it was just I think I saw it on Shower Thoughts, maybe on Reddit.
Okay.
It was either Shower Thoughts or High Thoughts. I'm not sure which one I saw it on, but it made me laugh. So I was like, I gotta ask Dan, see what he says.
I will say my brain just like shut off for a second because you said I saw it on, and my brain right away was like Reddit, and I was waiting to hear the word Reddit, and you went I saw it on, and I was like, what could you have possibly seen it on? Like, what social media site did you see it on that starts with shh and isn't Reddit? And then you said Shower Thoughts on Reddit, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay, there it is. Like, you threw me for a loop there. I was like, Shower Thoughts. I was like, what fucking site am I missing out on? Like,
yeah,
AJ goes to a website called Shower Thoughts every day, and then right away was like, oh no, he means Reddit. Like,
yeah,
there's no disparity there. Anytime that something starts or a thought provoking question, it comes from Reddit. So
yeah. For the most part,
yeah,
I'm an avid Redditor, and
Redditor.
I have no shame in that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Anyways, diving right into sports.
Yeah, getting in some good stuff. So yeah, we're
Your boy
sad that
AJ
there's
Brown doubling down.
there. Yeah. It's I did like that. He had that Instagram post where he basically like 2 days after the Super Bowl was like, it's great to win the Super Bowl, but it didn't satisfy my hunger. I want to get back to it. Like the drive and dominating at my position is what keeps me hungry. And everyone like shit on him for it. Like Twitter was like, oh fucking take the dub and shut up. Like you're being cocky and all this other stuff. And he basically retweeted it and doubled down and stood his ground and was like, Tom Brady always said that his favorite ring was the next one, and now like I'm getting roasted for the shit. Like the double standards, like go touch grass. And so so he just was like, it's he said yeah, go touch grass basically was the ending of the tweet. And so he was saying that he doubled down on it. So
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Hey,
Yeah,
I knew it was
I
coming.
got so distracted.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
was
you were
like,
so
oh,
far ahead
shit.
of me.
I am. I'm like 15 seconds ahead, and I forgot to finish it. So
Yeah.
or fix it. So yeah, I'll have to fix that real quick. Actually, I can just click the back 15 seconds button. We're both at 12:28 right now. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
lady in the Liberty uniform.
Yeah, it just went off my screen. I
Yeah,
might be like
okay,
a
all right,
second
cool.
ahead of you now.
Yeah, I think you are. I'm watching them and behind.
But
Yeah. All right.
yeah, we're close
Um,
enough.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
I forgot I was that far ahead. But anyways,
yeah,
So good for you. You guys got a dog and AJ Brown. I'm jealous.
it's been crazy.
That's a good team to have.
He also came out today and said that he thought about trash talking Travis Kelsey in his Super Bowl speech, or not Travis Kelsey, just the Chiefs in general. And he thought, no, I'll do better, and then didn't. So
Yeah.
it would have been real interesting to see what he had to say.
Yeah, because that's yeah. I think like he has kind of that persona where he could go either way, but he is more of like
Right.
a good guy now. Like you leave that
Yes.
shit to CJ, leave that shit to Devontae, like leave that shit
There's
to the
enough trash
defense.
talkers on the
Like
defense. You know, yeah.
literally, like let the defense handle that shit. Like
Yeah.
you have Darius Slay and CJ back there, and then the white boys that are backed up by those guys. Like let
Yeah.
them talk all this shit in the world. Like you just be the good guy on offense,
Yeah.
the clean cut, nice offense guys. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's crazy. He's just an absolute monster of a player. I can't believe we got him from the Titans. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's a fumble of the
I
Titans as always though. But I think it was at a point where too where everyone was just like, "Oh, the Eagles are shit. Like this isn't going to make a difference." And then like it really him alone didn't, but like everything else fell into place at the same time for
yeah.
Howie, and it just was like, "All right, this is a big piece now."
Right.
And it
Yeah.
was just well, what are they going to do with that? And then it turned into, well, that's what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they have a
Yeah.
monster defense now. Jalen,
I
and
just
it's protected, and oh shit, now they have Saquon. Like,
yeah.
look at that. Like, yeah, it
Dude.
just was like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I just I keep waiting for that Miles Garrett trade alert.
Dude, I was just about to say it, and I was like, I need to stop manifesting that. I literally was
Oh,
about to
I'm
say,
manifesting the fuck out of this.
Yeah, you guys about to get Miles Garrett, and then I was literally was like, now I'll change the topic, and I'll say like, what other defensive players are free agents? And before I could even get the thought out, you said, waiting on that Miles Garrett alert, and I'm like, yeah, you fucking too, dude. Every time I see breaking news, I'm like, here it fucking goes.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
I just
Bo Nix lost his arm in a boating incident, or Miles Garrett to the Eagles. Like it's one or the other.
oh, dude, it's just so crazy. All the Eagles like TikTokers and podcasts and all that stuff have been talking about it and like what really needs to happen and like it's crazy because so I'll jump ahead a little bit here. The NFL released a salary cap. It went up like 25 million again, so now every team gets an additional 25 million.
We're not
Yeah.
broke bitches. We're not broke bitches.
And so like now I think the last I saw the Eagles are up to like almost 50 million now in
That's what we have. We have
cap
like
space.
50 million in cap space. It's crazy. So
No, we
were negative
do.
90 last year.
Yeah. So we do have to sign some people. But like we're talking about Josh Sweat and Milton Williams are both free agents. And they're like, well, they're probably gonna get like $20 million contracts. So like if you don't sign them and you trade for Miles Garrett and give him like say
40.
say like 23 million, 25, like
That's crazy money
and
too, coming out of Cleveland.
I know, but like also like you look at it and you're like, shit, this could really happen because we're about to have a bunch of free agents. Like, look, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams. Hopefully we can sign Zach Bond, but if not, like he's gone. Like these guys are gonna sign places, so we're gonna get compensatory picks coming back to us. So like to trade away some draft capital to get these when these guys sign, we're gonna
Right.
get those picks back. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah,
see
that's
that,
true
you're
too.
like,
You
oh
get
my
some
god,
replacements.
like
All you gotta do is redraft the Georgia defense.
yeah,
And
right.
now you have Miles Garrett as the centerpiece. You
Yeah.
can redraft all of like who won this year? Who won the title? Oh, Ohio State.
Sorry,
Just redraft. Yeah, just redraft or just draft all of like all of Ohio State's corners, and then you're fine. You just have like a Georgia Ohio State split with Miles Garrett as the center.
Yeah, it's just like you like listen to this. It's just like every time I see it pop up, I'm like, oh my god, this is so exciting. Like
Yeah,
gets my
it's
heart
breaking news.
pumping
I'm
again. Like
fuck, dude, here we go.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm waiting for it though. Yeah, NFL trade shit gets a little. I feel like it's getting wilder as we go. Like it used to not be that crazy. Like you had your big time trades every few years, but
Yeah.
now it's like more frequent now.
the other one is the other popular one amongst the Eagles fan base and social medias is trading for Max Crosby to add another white guy to the list.
That's hilarious.
So
That's funny
yeah,
as hell.
that makes me laugh the most, just because most of it's solely based on the fact that he's white, and they're like, we need another white guy on defense.
All of a sudden, Jalen Hurts' extension isn't looking so great, and Sam Darnold might be on his way into Philadelphia. They're like,
Yeah.
listen, man, we got to fill it out. Saquon kind of fits the white guy mold, so it's fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's you guys have a wild offense now to
there we
deal
go.
with defensively, and now if you add Miles Garrett defensively, that's just like.
Could you imagine having like Miles Garrett, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, like just those three alone, and there's still a fourth guy yet that rotates
Yeah,
through?
yeah.
Like,
That's a nightmare to deal with on offense.
yeah, I couldn't imagine being that offensive line.
Yeah, that would suck. But speaking of my Broncos, though, not speaking of my Broncos, no one was talking about them. The mock draft that you had pointed out has Ashton Jeanty potentially falling to the Broncos at 20, which is just Like I feel like it's not what we need because I feel like we need offensive line help or like
Yeah.
more defense, like to thicken out the defense, even some more offensive weapons and stuff. Like I feel like it's just not what we would need to draft a running back like that. But I did see him today. It was like the first time like I really heard him talk and like listened to it for a little bit. He was on the Gruden podcast
Okay.
and like talking about why he just stands straight up. And he was like, "This is the first time I've ever seen this shit." Like even like Le'Veon had like a little bit of a bend to him or whatever, and he was just like, honestly, like it just takes energy. He's like, you're taught to like save all your energy and use the energy on the play and yada yada. It sounds dumb, but like bending over is like takes thought, takes energy. You
Yeah.
just stand there. He's like, what the fuck? Why? And he's just like, I have no real good reason for it. I just do it. He's like, there's just no reason not to. And I was like, damn, all right, somebody that's logical. I like that. Anybody that goes, why the fuck do we do this again? Like, yeah, that's stupid as hell. Like, I always picture running backs that used to be down in a stance like old time running backs that were down in like a 3 point stance. Like
Oh
that shit
yeah.
looks so stupid. And it's like imagine the disadvantage you'd be as a running back, your fucking head down trying to
Yeah.
peek up. Like
Trying to look
it's
over the
so
offensive
trying
line.
to look
Yeah.
yeah, like especially they did like the two back, the I formation used to be like
Yeah.
fullback, running back, both down in a 3 point stance. And it's like I bet they're running considering those guys can't see what the defense is doing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely gonna hand it to the guy in the back. So yeah, I used to hate that shit. But yeah, so one like that, like I feel like standing up is like probably better. Like you just stand there and wait for the fucking ball and figure
Yeah.
out what you're doing. So, but anyway, I don't hate it, but I don't know that it's like what we need. And by the
Sure.
time that comes around, that's yeah, it's
Yeah.
early yet, so we'll see.
Yeah,
But
you're not a big fan of the mock draft stuff, which is fine.
no, yeah,
I
yeah,
do
that's
enjoy
yeah, I
looking
have
at them,
yeah.
however, just to kind of see like what's gonna happen, what could happen, like how's that team shape up.
Yeah, that's yeah. I
Uh,
kind of like to yeah. It helps you just kind of have like the understanding of like what each team is expected to need and that kind of stuff, which I like. But like yeah, there's just too many variables and shit. It's like to buy into it and be like, this is who we're drafting. I'm going to buy that guy's college jersey right now. It's just like you're way too early. And like I
yeah,
said, I think we talked about this in our pretend episode on Tuesday that like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay just like the fact that ESPN has paid them for however long to just sit there and be like, well, I think that this guy is gonna go here and he's gonna be the next Tom Brady and just be wrong. Like they're basically like the
yeah,
Weathermen of ESPN, and like it's fucking crazy. Like they're allowed to just be wrong as fuck, and everyone's like, oh, crazy. They're still experts, number one analysts. Like let them argue, and it's like, why are we doing this? So. Yeah, have not been a fan of that for a while, but yeah, I mean, I'll take it though. I'll take it Ashton Genty. I'll also take some other kind of star that slips or just actual legitimate help that we need. So
yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, the start of the draft is going to be the most entertaining. See where these quarterbacks fall.
yeah, yeah. Nicole
Um,
Shador and Travis Hunter, basically
yeah,
Colorado draft picks and Cam Ward and everything else. That'll be the entertainment
yeah, exactly. And then
and the trades that go along
yeah,
with
you
it.
get in there and see what happens. Um,
But also, yeah, we have no
two
promotion.
two more
No
updates.
promotion.
Yeah, the Eagles did pick up offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo, promoted from within, which I think was pretty well expected in the Eagles organization. His name when Kellen rather announced he was going to the Saints, which I'm still pissed about. Not only because he left for the Saints, but also because he took a bunch of people with him. I'm like, you motherfucker!
You
Like,
motherfucker.
get your own
Yeah,
damn people.
yeah, like go there,
Um,
fix them. Don't take our shit.
Yeah. So, but Kevin
That's it.
Patullo, AJ Brown, funny enough, we mentioned him, did come out today. He must have been on some sort of interview, and was like excited for it. Like, hey, like this guy's legit. So,
Yeah, that's good.
it should
Yeah,
be
that's good.
interesting.
Yeah, you player buy-in is a big
Yeah,
fucking deal. So.
exactly. And Nick Sirianni's really good about that. So, I hope he does well.
Hot
We
seat
don't.
to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then the NFL announced that the Chargers will play in Brazil for their first game of the season. So I would expect that to be Friday night again. Um,
I'm upset because I don't like it whenever it's our like AFC West teams because like I feel like it's a disadvantage to play in Brazil, but like it's also a disadvantage for the other team that they're playing. But are they going to give the Chargers like the Jets or the Jaguars or something? Because that's just a free fucking dub. Or is it going to be because like they were fourth in our thing this year because the Broncos made it to the playoffs. So or no, the Raiders were the Chargers were third, but they're still going to play a handful of dog shit teams.
okay, so
They're
it
going to play
probably
the
won't be.
Raiders.
It's not going to be a divisional game.
No, they won't play the
Yeah, they
Raiders,
won't.
Chiefs, or Broncos.
Right. So they play the Texans, the Colts, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Vikings. The Eagles were just theirs, and they're going to play Thursday night with the home
Yeah.
opener. So you get the Texans, the Colts, the Steelers, Commanders, or Vikings.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Yeah,
That's a 50-50 game for most of those. The first two, who are the first two? Somebody in Colts?
Texans.
Texans and Colts. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
50-50 games. Everything else is a
Right.
tough game.
Steelers,
Yeah.
Commanders, Vikings. Ooh, What's going on?
Put down your
Oh,
phone.
oh.
Tickle him.
Um,
Tickle, 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 tickle.
so yeah, one of those teams is headed down there. Should be interesting. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That'll be fun to see. But yeah, I'm always good for more football. I forgot. I think Ryan Rosillo was on my PMT plug for the episode. Ryan Rosillo was on PMT the other day and said about he was like, I mean, the NFL's ultimate goal is to get with the 18 games and everything. Like their goal is to get football on every night of the week. And that was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like I actually don't know if I love that. Like I love the idea of more football, but like I also don't love the idea of like I can't dedicate every night to watch football. Like I have life to
Right.
live, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to
I
miss
got
it though.
shit to
Like
do,
yeah, I
people.
don't want to miss it though. Like I love
Right.
cramming it all on Sundays because I've built my life around. We don't do dick on Sundays. Like period. Like what day is it? Sunday? No, we don't do that. Like that's just
Yeah.
all there is to it. Or it's like cool, but we got to be home by noon. Like that's just how I've lived my entire life, and it's how I
Right.
built my life around. Like anytime some job is like, you want to work Sunday to Thursday? I'm like, I sure don't. I absolutely do not. Like, that doesn't sound appealing to me at all. Like, I'd rather work fucking Monday to Saturday than Sunday to Tuesday. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that. Like, so for me, yeah, I don't know that I love football every night of the week. Like Monday, Thursday, Sunday is enough, and then playoff time you get your Saturdays is fun, but
Yeah.
I don't need Tuesday, Wednesday NFL. Like I need that to be the break. Like I need a fiscal break. Like the week has to have a break, and like yeah, the scheduling
Yeah.
will end up fucking the players
That
too, and you'll get that where people play Sunday and then gotta play like Wednesday or whatever.
right.
Like it'll be fucking goofy. So
Definitely. I think what also might deter the NFL from doing it is like I think part of the reason fantasy football is so much bigger than all the other sports is because you have that break in the
yes,
week.
I hate playing fantasy basketball. I
I
hate
don't.
that
I
shit.
avoid it
Yeah,
entirely because of that.
yeah.
I'm like,
It's
I don't
hard.
have
These
time to
dudes
go
have
here
four
through
games, and
every.
these dudes have 7 games, and it's like week 4 is this many games, and it's
Yeah.
like fuck all that. Like I need a Sunday to Tuesday breakdown, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Restart the week Thursday night.
Right.
Like let me forget my lineup Thursday night like I always do. Set my lineup Saturday for Sunday and Monday, and then reset on Tuesday. Like
Yeah.
that's how we do it. So
I'm right there with you. So
that's I don't love it, but anyway, I think that was about it for the NFL, which is sad because our NFL news is dying down, and
we'll have some stuff trickle in. It's gonna. It'll be all right.
We're at the trickle instead of the review, which sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
NBA under a little bit of some hot fucking fire right now. NBA All Star Game. Right now, we're currently watching the NHL All Star Game, as is like the whole country, which like we talked about off air. Like this is like when you have something that you love so much and you get to share it with others. Like this is one of those moments where you have like people that don't give a single fuck about hockey or have any idea what's going on or tuning in and talking about it on Facebook and Twitter right now just because they're rooting for the USA and it's what's cool. So it's fun right now and like that everyone's locked in. So with that being said, the NBA All Star was like supposed to be this new fun tournament and this 4-team playoff and all this other shit, and it just was like getting shit on all week. Like it was just such a disaster. Draymond Green was talking shit on it. Shaq was talking shit on it. They did like a TNT honor goodbye on TNT, but TNT is supposed to keep inside the NBA. It was just a shit show. There was less basketball played. It was choppy because they kept stopping for like breaks and fan interventions and stuff. And Mr. Beast gave out 100K at halftime, and like there was shit like that was cool, but it was like it turned into a fucking carnival instead of an all-star game, and it was like this is not what we wanted. Like we heard tournament and shit, and we thought like it was going to be competitive, and it just turned into them still fucking around.
Yeah,
there's a 40-point score limit, so it's like that's a handful of threes, and they're all chucking up uncontested threes, so like it happens fast. Like it just there wasn't a lot of fun basketball to be played, and so like all-star weekend was not in a great spot this week. I hope it gets better. Everyone's really talking shit on it too. Like people are talking about the dunk contest. Mac McClung won, which Kevin Love tweeted out and joked around about that. It's hilarious. Mac McClung is three-peated the dunk contest, first person to ever three-peat in February, which is Black History Month. And he's the whitest guy ever dunking. Like that's a hilarious tweet from Kevin Love. So it's the All-Star break. Like I know they'll fix it too. Like literally a day or two after. It was like Adam Silver's rumored to be interested in a one-on-one tournament for next year's All-Star break. So like they're doing what they can to fix it, and so I appreciate that. But like this year just wasn't it. So I hope they hear that and they're like, okay, our bad, and then they do what they can to fix it. So
we've always said this. The NBA is really great about making changes.
Yes, they'll listen
very quickly.
Right, they're on Twitter.
So
they're
they may not.
You guys firing away.
Oh, that was a dirty goal. They may not have the right answer at all times, but they'll at least throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yes, yeah. This one
Um,
didn't stick. This one slid down like a soft pickle. Like this one was
yeah.
down. So, but yeah.
So,
So I, other than that though, the Wizards are in a shit spot. They're tanking for the Cooper Flag Award, but
the,
that's
yeah.
even that is just such a guessing game because it's a lottery. It's like last year the Spurs
Right.
getting Wemby was crazy. Like they shouldn't have even had the first pick, and of course they end up getting fucking Victor Wembanyama. Which, speaking of which, Wemby's done for the season. I literally saw it come
Yeah.
up earlier, and right away I looked right at Kaylee, and I was like, "What's a deep vein thrombosis mean?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And she was like, "A blood clot." And I was like, "Why is he out for the season?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Why is he out for the season?" And I was like, "How long does that take to fix?" And she's like, sometimes just like a couple weeks or like a couple months. And I was like, a couple months to fix a blood clot? So she basically explained that, like, yeah, he's got to take blood thinners, can't do any crazy physical activity. There's a chunk of blood stuck somewhere in a vein in his right shoulder. It could shift to his brain or his heart and kill you. And so
Yeah.
you just stop. You don't do anything crazy, anything extra strenuous. Like, you just chill. You take blood
Yeah.
thinners and you let it thin out and make its way out. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, he's like injured and dead and blah blah blah. And she's like, no, he's fine. He just can't do anything now. Like he's just on rest break now. And I was like, damn, that fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
So that is one of those things where it's like, here's yet another one of those players where it's like, remember what could have been? Like, is this the
Yeah.
thing that stops him, or is this like, yeah, because he had a hell of a rookie of the year last year, and then comes in this year, he's an all star and everything. So like, it's sad to see. It sucks. I was really hoping he could have just had like a really good, solid, healthy career. So let's
Yeah.
just hope that this is like one quick anomaly and then we're back
Right.
to it. But I hate to see that he's out for the season. That really sucks. So
Yeah. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but like he's one of the few names that I do
yeah, he's
recognize. Like,
become a household name very
yeah,
fast. Like it's
and
hard to miss.
it's just you hate to see that to anybody. Like it's one thing when it's like a basketball injury. It's like all right, you got hurt doing what
Yes,
you're paid to
yes,
do. That's
right. Yep.
that comes with
Your
the
knees are at
territory,
risk. You sign up for that. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But yeah, just to like have a random blood clot, it's like, geez,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they said from back from All
Um,
Star break he had missed like the night after for illness, and everyone was like, "Oh, cool, just like something from the break." And then like, the
right?
day after, they were like, "He's out for season for blood clot." Everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Like
Yeah,
that was fast, and so yeah, he just didn't feel right or had like some kind of pain, and they checked it and it didn't check out right. He got some testing done, and they were like, "Yeah, blood clot, sit the fuck
yeah.
down." So
I guess what's crazier to me is the treatment for a blood clot. Like in your mind, in my mind at least, I'm like, yeah, they shove a couple needles in there and like pull the shit
fix
out.
it.
Yeah,
No,
like fix it and then
nope.
you heal up
They
and you're
have
good to
to let
go.
it like legitimately thin itself out because if they move it, it could shift fast and like go somewhere and damage some shit. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh god. And she was
yeah,
like, yeah, they just take blood thinners and chill. And I was like, damn.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like science is better than this.
That literally,
Like,
yeah, I was like, that's what we're doing. Like,
I'm
we're
no
just
doctor, but
yeah, it's like
like,
we're just
come on.
having him sit. He said, sit on the couch and take these pills. What? I
Yeah,
was like, you better do some shit in there. Plus, it's in his shoulder. Like, you tell me you can't get like a chiropractor to like pop that shit out of there or something to like thin out a vein. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, fucking do something. Like,
I'm
yeah, I was like,
like,
that's. I just like I saw out for season and I was like, that's like fucking 4.5 months. And she was like, I mean, yeah, it could take like a couple months to heal. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's
yeah,
fucking crazy, dude.
yeah. I just look at it and I'm like, in my mind, like, come
Yeah,
on,
just yeah,
like,
we should go. Yeah, we should go. It's like some kind of like laser therapy shit that just like,
yeah,
heats up the area and it melts it down real thin, and it just the blood thins out. And it's all
yeah.
good again. Yeah, you just yeah,
I'm even
take it.
like,
Yeah,
I put my plumber cap on and I'm like, we just create a little bypass, cut that out,
yeah,
clear it out,
yeah,
put it
yeah.
back together. Like,
Oh wait a minute, there's gonna be an off valve in here somewhere.
yeah,
Just fucking just hey, hold your
yeah,
breath for a second.
yeah.
Can you get
But
your heart to stop manually for 1 second while I switch his valves around
yeah, I
real
don't know.
quick?
There's got
Just
to be
do that. Just
somebody.
massage it out.
There's some doctor somewhere in some strange company or strange
Country.
country doing this shit, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
this is experimental
Some back alley
surgery.
shit. Yeah, yeah. Some back alley dude's like, I get blood clot good, no problem. I get blood clot good, no problem. Come to
Yeah.
me, no problem. Blood clot, no problem.
We joke, but like we all get that it's a serious thing.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%.
hopefully,
Yeah, it is.
I hope you're right. It's a blip and
Yeah,
not it's something.
genuinely, as a basketball fan, I hope I get to see him play more basketball. But as a human, like, I hope he's good
Right.
and gets to live a normal, healthy life and all that shit. Like, yeah, it's dangerous and just crazy and like a super wild, random one that we don't see too often. Like the last big one was like Chris Bosh. Like
Yeah.
that was the last one we had. That was kind of like a heart problem kind of thing. And then like Isaiah Austin, that kid out of college that played for Baylor, Oregon, Texas. Some kind of big school that had the eye and then like he had like cancer or something like that, and the NBA basically was like he's never going to be able to pass the physical to play, but they gave him like the 1 day draft. They drafted him and gave him like the 1 day contract to retire and
Yeah.
shit. So like, yeah, they did right by him and shit. Like Adam Silver was part of that too, which was sick. Yeah, so NBA again, they're in hot water right now with the dog shit All Star game with the NHL shitting on them.
Yeah. Bad timing for
but
the NBA.
but they're on their way back as always. It's basketball season now. We got March Madness cooking, and then are about to start cooking, and then the NBA finals and shit are all coming up. So we got some good stuff coming.
Yeah. It's exciting times, even though it's not football season. For what it's worth, we've mentioned it quite a bit, but the Four Nations face-off in place of the NHL's All-Star Weekend has been a hit by any measure necessary. I can't wait to see what the viewership for this game is.
This is
So
wild.
it's super exciting. We were talking off air that they probably won't do this next year because you'll have the Olympic break. So NHL allows all these guys to go play for their home countries. It's actually a pretty big fight every year between the NHL.
Play for who?
Well, not so much that as much as the NHL is like, hey, we don't want to shut down for 2.5 weeks, and the players are like, hey, we're not playing because we're gonna go play for our countries in the Olympics. So
like some people just don't like have that same pride type of shit. Like like anytime I see those videos of Jokic, whenever he's like. Whatever, like, is this place too loud for you? And he's like, brother, I play in Serbia. And then they show the videos of like the Serbian crowds, and there's like flamethrowers and shit. And they're like all jumping in waves, and it looks like an underground fucking event. And it's like that's a normal Tuesday afternoon game.
Right.
Like, yeah, the shit's just different in some countries, and so not only that too, but also it's like got to be like a contract injury standpoint too. Like your best player goes and plays for another country for the Olympics, gets hurt. That does the NHL no good at all.
Right.
So like, yeah, I'm sure that is a problem. It's also just weird too, because like. We don't have that problem anywhere else. There is in any of the other major sports. Football, no Olympics at all. Doesn't really matter except for that.
That's changing.
That goofy flag football guy that thinks he's going to outplay Jalen Hurts in flag football, which is crazy. NBA, like the Olympics are in the summer, so it's off season. Like it doesn't matter. And then even the FIBA Cup is off season, so like that shit doesn't matter. And then baseball again, like there's no Olympic baseball, right?
I think it just started.
A specific team or something, like. I don't know how that works.
It's it just started, so it's kind of in the infancy.
Wait, you mean like it's coming back?
I think it was just in this past Olympics. I think that was its first year back. Maybe I'm wrong about that. You can fact check it.
2024 Paris Olympics officially begin with Friday, the July something 2024. You know, there were 45 sports in this year's game. Baseball is not one of them.
Okay.
The sport has a specific periodic history in the Olympics, last appearing as part of the 2020 Games in Tokyo after being excluded from the 2012 and 2016. So it's like every other. It's like every few years
weird.
That we have it. So that's why I didn't even think that there was one. But anyway, so hockey obviously is like such an, and that was my other thing too, is that like baseball feels a lot less international. Like, I feel like it is.
I would argue it's more.
See, but for me, I feel like less spread, more specific. Like it's your Dominican,
that's fair.
Like that kind of like
you don't have too many European baseball players,
right? Like whereas hockey, I feel like you like half or 3/4 of the league is from 75% of the world. Like it's all over the place. Anywhere that plays hockey, you can get a chance of having a hockey player. But like basketball is kind of getting there, but still like it's few and far. Like you have your handful of international players, but that's about it. But yeah, I mean, either way though, that's sick that they take that break. That's me. That's as I get older, I always have like loved the Olympics and shit, but like as I get older, like and not that I'm a fucking go America all day every day kind of person.
Oh, I am.
It's just, I mean, not when sports are on. Like not like just do I just wake up and I'm like fucking go America. Like I'm glad to be here, but like. When as soon as sports are on, I'm getting a tattooed eagle on my fucking forehead, dog. Like the moment we're playing in another country, like that's me. Like that's when my patriotism comes out. Is what I was trying to say.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, like I don't
like games like this.
Yeah. As soon as this clicks out, I'm like, fuck Canada, dog.
Yeah,
like, I have no problems with tomorrow. I have zero issues with Canada. Last Sunday, I had no problems with Canada. I heard they got in fights, and I was like, fuck them guys.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was like, yeah, fucking get them. Like, and then I had to look up like who's playing, and I was like, I don't even know any of these guys, but go fucking USA. Yes, that's basically what I was trying to word in a weird way. It was my patriotism comes out whenever sports are
Yes,
on. That's how you get
100%.
me locked in. Yeah, I'm always like I don't care about fucking volleyball. And I'm like USA's playing, fucking let's go, baby.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah. So yeah, pretty much that was it for lots of our major sports because we're still off season and MLB's coming up. We got some trickles into that, but nothing really. UFC, we have two more fight nights, which the last one wasn't as exciting. But big news is that on March 8th, we have UFC 313, and it's Alex Pereira, the one that I was telling you about last year
yeah.
that I've been hyping up. He's the guy that I talked about it off air again, but I have to mention it because it's just so awesome. Or I talked about it on our Pretend episode. He's one that does the stare. He like walks to one end of the octagon and just stares through the soul of his opponent for like 5 minutes, and like I just don't care who you are. Like that's got to be weird. Like
Yeah.
no one likes the feeling of being watched, and so like getting out there, like trying to do your warm ups and like find your wife and kids and like wave and shit, and like no matter which way you look, this dude's just fucking staring at you like the whole time. Like that shit would that's kind of fuck with anybody. Like I don't care how mentally tough you are, it's got to be a little weird. So. Yeah, I love it though. So yeah, that'll be a solid one. We were also talking. I think we had mentioned this too. That we're gonna get one of our buddies on here, Vinny. We're gonna do kind of a fishing themed episode, and I think that he and I might do a UFC night for that one. So that'll be something fun we can do and record that night. But
Yeah.
we'll figure something out, something fun. But
Very cool.
other than that, talk to me about some NASCAR. Update me.
Yeah, so Daytona 500 went well. We pretty much touched on that the night of. Um, the fine today for Chase Briscoe has been wild. So NASCAR
Right.
is so NASCAR basically the way the layman's terms of it is basically they give you a Lego set and the book and you build it by the book. That is essentially how it works with their cars. They say you order these parts, you put the parts together in this way, and you send them to the track. NASCAR, they've been on, for better or worse, they've been on this kick over the past, I don't know, 6, 7 years now, where they basically want every car to be the same, the exact same, so that the driver is what shines.
Right.
Um, you can make arguments either way, whether it's worked or not, is what it is. That's the way it's currently going. And so Chase Briscoe apparently did something with the spoiler of his car. I think it was a little short, which reduces drag, which makes the car faster. So it's interesting. I don't have too much information about it, but they fined him a lot of money, but they give him 100-point penalty, which is
Damn.
like, yeah, that's like 2 full races if you were to like win both stages, basically.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
yeah. So like NASCAR takes this shit very seriously. They've done this every time they've come across a violation like this.
They come down,
They
bring the
they cut,
hammer.
yeah, because they don't want anybody else doing it. Like, don't fuck with our parts,
So
kind of shit.
I was thinking though that like right at the beginning I was gonna say something where you're like they want all the cars to be the same and I was like so then why not just have one fucking brand make all the cars, like what's the point of even having different cars? But then it's like okay, sponsorship money and all that shit. But
Hmm.
then at the end of the day though, if you're still saying okay cool, you could put your logo on the front but everything else has to be fucking identical, like what, like those companies aren't really making those cars. It's not like Toyota, Ford, and Chevy have that car you can just run to the dealership. I want a NASCAR version. Let me get that. Let me order that shit today. Like you can't even buy this car. It's not a street production car, so it's not
Right.
even really that car. So whatever they're doing under the engine, like has always been my thing with you guys. Literally earlier, John and Derek got into a fucking Dodge Ford argument on accident because John said a joke about a Dodge Super Duty and Derek was like, like it was just
Derek had a
like,
stroke.
dude. I was like, John. He said, I think I offended Derek. I said, you did. And then 30 messages later, I was like, okay, I don't want any part of this. I know better than them.
Can I leave this group chat?
Literally, I was like, I'm done with this. I was like, I thought we were talking pump, and I was like, I'm done with this. So
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah. So with that being said, though, like growing up with you and RJ with your fucking Ford Chevy arguments, I always was like, guys, you know they both are cars, right? Like you guys know they're just cars, right? And like that is like how I feel about this. Like I have always felt like it was the dumbest shit ever, but I thought there was a lot more variable. Like I thought it was like, okay, here you get to pick from one of these 10 options and do whatever and make your own shit.
Used to be.
But now you're telling me that it's like no, they're like fucking make them identical. And so like if that's the point, like
Yeah,
so
there's
basically where I was going was like if they were to do that, they're gonna lose all that sponsorship money. But then my mind went, the car that they're building isn't a Ford, isn't a Chevy, isn't a Toyota, it's a NASCAR car. So why doesn't NASCAR just privately build these cars and like lease them out or rent them to the racers to be like, you want to show it to the driver, here's 40 of the same but no, that they own it. Then they own it. Like they don't even
That's
need a
why they don't want
sponsorship.
to own it.
But why not?
They're gonna say, hey, these teams are gonna pay us to buy these parts, so we don't
I
have to take any of the
guess.
responsibility. When they wreck every fucking car at Daytona every year,
Oh yeah,
that's
but
not
you
our
the driver
problem.
pay. Okay, see that's what I mean. But like you buy them and then you rent, like you lease them to the driver. So if they wreck it, it's on them. Like if they fuck it up, it's on them. Like it's a constant pay. Like you're funneling money out of the drivers then to keep the cars clean and pristine and not fucked up.
Yeah, I get what you're
It's not
getting at,
ideal. It was a
but yeah,
random one. Yeah, it was a random 1 second idea where I just was like, how the fuck do you defeat the idea of like how do you cut out all the brands and still keep some revenue? If you lose the sponsorship money, but you add in lease, rent, whatever revenue, you create a car brand that fucking makes money in merchandise, and that's what pays for it. Obviously, merchandise. The T-shirts aren't paying for NASCAR fuel, but like it's. I feel like there's something there where like, why do you even have the fucking separate brands of cars? What's the point?
yeah, fair enough. To be
Hate it.
fair,
Hate it.
each brand has their own essentially front bumper. That's really the only difference in the cars. Um, yeah, so other than
Feels like
that,
a,
it's just stickers of what
feels like
makes a car look like the car.
an
Um,
overtime loss. Speaking of stickers on the
but
car, I might have been Chase Briscoe actually. Is he the one that had the? No, it was Cole something. Cole
Custard?
something. Yes, he's his spotter. Did you see this video?
No.
Oh God. Okay, so there's a video for any viewers, for you as well. There's a video of in car for Cole Custer. You hear the spotter, but it's the in car video.
Yeah.
They go, "We're going three wide right here. We're going three wide, three wide. We're up top. We're good. We're good. We're all clear. We're all clear. We're all clear. Okay, we're three wide." He's up top, three wide, heading into a turn. Cole backs up a little bit, and William Byron comes up top. The spotter loses track of him and thinks William Byron is Cole Custer, and is like, "We're all clear. We're all clear. We're all clear." Cole Custer gets into a whole ass accident,
Oh,
and
that's what happened on the last lap.
the spotter is talking about William Byron, thinking it's Cole. So he's like, "You're all clear. You're all clear. You're off to the races. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good." And like it goes silent for like 5 seconds. He goes, "Cole, I was looking at William Byron. I got sidetracked. I was looking at the 24 car. I am so sorry. Are you okay there, Cole? Are you all good? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" So
Dude,
like, he's
it's
coaching who he thought was the wrong car, and I was
that's
like, "That is
hilarious.
fuck." So like Cole's out there getting fucking smashed around, and his guy's like, "You're good. You're good. You're all clear. You're all clear. You're all clear. Keep it high. Keep it high. Three wide. Three wide." I was dying. I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." I was like, "That's actually really funny."
I
It's
gotta
not
give
funny as got Rex, but that's funny as fuck.
I gotta give full credit to another podcast, Door Bumper Clear, which is a NASCAR podcast. They had Bubba Wallace on, and Bubba Wallace is really good friends with Ryan Blaney. He was telling the story about how they were on the flight home watching the Ryan Preece video. So like the car that Ryan Preece is like riding on top of, Ryan Preece is the one that did the flip.
Well, yeah.
They're like, we find humor in anything. So like you watch the video, the in-car camera of the car on the ground watching like this other car just like fly beside him. You watch the video and his front tires are spinning, and then all of a sudden it stops. They're like, this motherfucker hit the brakes in midair, like it's gonna do anything. Yeah.
That's actually funny stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that he put up a new profile picture on Twitter?
Who?
The guy that was the car that went up.
Oh no, I did not. Ryan Preece.
It's a picture of him with a fucking astronaut in a spacesuit and astronaut. He said hashtag new profile pic. Everyone was like, okay, at least he has humor. Like he's in good spirits about it. Like, yeah, fucking ready for takeoff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
But yeah,
on that Cole Custer video because that was insane.
that is funny. So yeah, I see you put the Jordan lawsuit on here. There's not.
Curious if there was any updates. I didn't know where we were.
I guess I'm not sure where the latest update was. Essentially, not NASCAR, but they were given an injunction, so they were allowed to sign the current contract with basically a slash through the line that says you can't sue NASCAR. So the lawsuit is still ongoing. NASCAR is still like, we're hoping to settle out of court, and Jordan and Front Row, yeah, and everybody else are like, nah, dog, not happening. So
it's pretty much what we're like. It sounds stupid, but it's like you went and fucked with somebody who has like unlimited funds and resources. Like NASCAR,
right?
Is a big
Well,
dog, but
NASCAR
like,
does
Jordan
too.
is too. Like,
so
I don't know. See, I would argue that like because Jordan's got Nike money, and Nike money is dumb money. Like I know NASCAR's crazy, but like I feel
well, that's
like,
part of the argument is nobody knows how much NASCAR money NASCAR has because they're a private
that's
company.
True too. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I assure you they're not broke.
Watch it come out and like
But
the fucking most American whitest yeehaw southern sport ever is actually owned by some like live golf like Saudi Arabian company, and it has been since like the 50s, and they're like, we didn't want to tell anybody, but it's
yeah,
just not a bunch of dudes named Bob and Rick and Larry like we thought. Like, just imagine that shit. Like, the owner is from fucking Egypt or something. Imagine the feelings of the true NASCAR fans. Also, did you see the guy sucking toes at Daytona? There's a dude. There's a
you and
guy
I are on
from
very different Twitters. Is what I'm learning from this.
Yeah, oh my god, I saw it. When that's insane. Like 2 hours later, someone said it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a weird person." Yeah, it was. He said we're on two very different.
Okay, so February 12th update reported by Fox Sports. They're basically in this response back and forth section, and it looks like there's going to be appeals both ways. And it looks like the likely hearing will be between May 9th and May 15th in the Fourth Circuit Court in Richmond, Virginia, with a decision likely by the end of June. So I'm not, by no means am I a lawyer, but basically they're going back and forth between somebody granted them the injunction. Now they're going to file the appeals back and forth until one of them loses, and then they're going to go through that. So it
Yeah, Nike versus NASCAR was not something I had on my future fucking bingo card.
That's fair.
20 years ago, that Jordan would be suing NASCAR. I wouldn't have fucking done that. But I also just saw you said May, and I was like, oh my god, Jordan can't show up in court in May because he's going to be, not that he needs to be there. It's going to be his legal team. But I was like, what about the White Marlin Open? Because for some reason I thought it was that Ocean City fishing event that he goes to every year, but it's in August, so we're good. He's safe. He's good. He can make both. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure Jordan would be all right.
Yeah, he's not going to court. So.
Yeah.
You told me earlier. Great news. NASCAR 25 is coming out. iRacing bought the rights to it apparently about a year ago. So super excited for that. It'll be on console, which will make my life a little bit easier, but it'll still force me to get my wheel out, which I just for whatever reason refuse to do, and I just need to.
Yeah, I don't know that they have an official date. They're aiming for fall of this year.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Release date. So, but the reason we talked about it was because iRacing released a kind of video update on how the progress of the game's going today. So if you're interested in NASCAR video games, feel free to check that out. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good video game. If anybody doesn't know what iRacing is, it's like I would argue,
hyper.
Yeah, like the highest simulation there is out there. Like, it's on par with Microsoft Flight Simulator for racing big cars.
We were talking about how the NASCAR rain delay, that's something we didn't mention in our re-record, was the rain delay. I know we had a Sunday night episode. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The rain delay, the one guy, they were like, yeah, he literally became a pro from iRacing. Now, like,
the guy who won, William Byron.
Yeah. Oh, is that him? Yeah.
Yes.
So he came up, so like he did other racing and stuff, and like funneled it and funded it or whatever. But
yeah.
Like, he was like, I fine tuned my skills by just going home and racing. Like, I just went to work and came home and raced. Like, that's all I did was just
basically
winning pro circuits and shit. And they were like, oh, like the guy obviously understands cars and understands how to race. Let's see if we can implement that in a real car. And he was already racing, so it's not like the Gran Turismo movie where it's a kid in a fucking simulation. They're just like, yeah, let's throw him in a fucking supercar. Like, the guy raced, but he used iRacing to fine tune his skills as a virtually free simulator at that point. Like, so like it cost him nothing in the grand scheme of thing when you're winning the Daytona 500 back-to-back years after a couple years of a $200 membership.
Yeah, right.
Which surprises you right before Christmas. No big deal.
Still a sore subject.
Stupid. So dumb. Like, I even read the email and was like, yeah, I'll remember that. I didn't remember that. Other than that, though, we did talk about our... No, yeah, I guess we would have Sunday night, too, the NASCAR Pick'em choices, because Cindric got me first place because he won.
Yeah, we didn't announce it because we didn't record last Thursday because I was going to the parade. So this is technically our first time announcing it. We are doing a little NASCAR Pick'em series. Basically, you get the 26. We talked about this on Sunday, just to reiterate. You get 26 races. You can only pick a driver once. The playoffs start after that. There's 10 races, and you can pick anybody you want again for those final 10 races. So my pick for this week is Josh Berry in the number 21 car. I stuck with the Fords this week. We'll see how it pans out.
You're going to make my pick. Don't let me forget that. We're going to hound everybody for their picks, too.
Yeah. So we'll, I'll have my pick ready every week. I don't know about you. You're pretty last minute, so
I have a system. I just need a reminder. I just need a weekly
yeah.
reminder. I'll pick mine probably Friday or Saturday every week, and then I'll be good with that.
So I guess you have to wait till Sunday to see who Dame picks.
Yeah.
But number 21 car, that's who I will be rooting for. We talked about this in our fake episode, as you called it, on Thursday.
That
Golf
episode.
TGL is dope.
So much fun. I can't wait for
Um,
it to come back on.
yeah, same.
But yeah, I immediately
It's just
was like,
fun to
okay,
watch.
cool.
It's
When
cool
does it
to
come
see
back?
the technology. It's cool to see the players not in this like uppity up
Yes,
scenario.
that's
Like
like the
they're kind
best
of
part of
chill
it.
and relaxed.
Yes, and fucking
I
around, pushing each other. It's just like the guys hanging out, and it's
Yeah,
so fun to
so
watch.
I missed what happened, but I guess it must have been either Monday or Tuesday. Tiger was
Tiger,
up. Yeah,
dude.
and
So
he's
they,
like, I don't know what happened.
I know exactly what happened. So they walk up. The screen is up. Everybody in the thing can see it. He can't. He's like talking to his guy, and he looked over and he said, "How far is it to the pin?" And he goes, 99. And Tiger goes, "All right, cool, 99 yards." Tiger fucking walks up and lines up this shot, hits it good, solid hit, and it does that thing where it hits and it hits the screen. So you
Yeah,
gotta like wait to see where it falls, and it and just goes straight down. And Tiger's like, "What the fuck? Like, is it broken? Like, I hit it. That was definitely a 99-yard shot. Like in my
yeah,
brain, I know what a 99-yard shot feels like. I just hit it 90 yards, and that went 45 yards. It went half the distance." Everyone starts laughing, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And the dude on his team's like, "I said 199, 199," and he was, and everyone just starts laughing. Like everyone's cracking up laughing.
yeah,
Whereas again, like speaking of the uppity up, like in PGA, like a fuck up like that, like you see a pissed off, fucking
yeah.
mad as fuck Tiger, like it would never happen because
Right.
he can visually see it. But if his caddy, if he couldn't see it, and the caddy's like, "Yeah, it's 200 yards over the tree," and he accidentally said 100 yards, and Tiger barely hits it, like he'd be fucking
Gotcha.
pissed. Like he'd be
Right.
so mad. But in this situation, he just was like, "Ah, fuck it." Like he was cracking up loud. Like his teammates were on the floor, like belly laughing because he was like, everyone just looked around and was like, "What the fuck did Tiger just do?" And he was like, "What?" He was like, "I just hit that 99 yards." Like he was genuinely confused because he was like, "I
Right.
swear to God, I did not hit that 40 yards just now. Like I couldn't have hit it 40 yards if I tried, and it's showing me nowhere. Like it just went up, and like you see that camera angle too, where it looks like it's about to sail to the pin, and it just
Yeah.
immediately fucking drops. And everyone's
That's
like,
awesome.
"Okay." He's like, "Cameras are broken," and they were like, "I said 199." So yeah, so that was how that went down. But yeah, it was
Right.
funny as hell. So
So yeah, TGL is definitely worth a watch. It's like what,
yes,
2 hours? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
we didn't talk
long.
about that. I would like for it to be a little bit longer. Like I could definitely handle 2.5 hours. I need them to spread that out a little bit, but it's okay. I'll
Yeah.
take what I can
I
get for now.
right. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's on Monday
it's
again too. We got it Monday the 24th. I thought it was
yeah,
only Tuesday for some reason. I think I put that in my calendar actually. So
yeah.
I did TGL 5 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Yep.
It can be fun. You go.
For what it's worth, soccer, the 2025 She Believes Cup, which is an invitational tournament for women's soccer, the United States women's soccer. They invite, I think it's 3 other countries, to just basically come play in a invitational tournament. They do like a round robin and then a final and a three, kind of like how the Four Nations Face Off is doing right now. And U.S. women won 2-0 this evening over Colombia. So I'm just always a fan of women's soccer. For whatever reason, to me, women's soccer is so much better than men's soccer.
Yeah,
And I enjoy watching it
me
more.
hooked on that. Where for some
Yeah.
reason I'm just like men's soccer. I'm just like I don't care about this at all.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's women's soccer, I'm like, all right, I'm involved.
Yeah.
And it's not even like
Um,
what you would assume for me reason and why I'm watching. Like there's a
right.
reason I love watching women's volleyball, but it's not like that.
Yes.
But like women's soccer is just like I don't even want to sound sexist. It feels like it's like their sport, like it's a woman's sport, but it's not. You played soccer, it's a men's sport
Yeah.
as well. But like there's just something about it where like they look more natural doing it, and it looks like more fun to watch.
Yes.
And, like men's soccer, I'm always like, this is so choppy, and like if you're not watching Ronaldo or Neymar or whoever the Messi
Yeah.
or whoever the fuck those like it just feels less exciting. Whereas women's
Right.
soccer always feels kind of exciting. Like it's just
Also,
it has something
I think for me, a big part of it is the fact that they've just been good.
that they've always been in contention.
Being a
Whereas
United
men
States soccer
wasn't.
fan, the men have not ever really been good. And they hype every time they hype it up for whatever tournament they're going into, like, oh, they could do this, and then they just fall flat on their face.
What
So
was the name of their goalie for the longest time?
Tim Howard,
Yeah, I think that's the one.
I guarantee that's the only one you know.
Yeah, yeah, like 2000s ish to
Yeah.
2012 to
Yeah, he
16
played
ish,
like
maybe. Yeah, because
16 years or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
almost positive that's who it is. I remember you and Miranda always talking about. Anytime you and Miranda were in a room together, it was fucking USA soccer. And it was like, all right, I'm done with this. AJ and Miranda are doing their fucking thing. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, so it's super exciting. I usually get to like a game a year for them. So I don't know if I'll go this year, but looking to
You
get
guys
my
are
daughter
moving
her
away.
first game.
Yeah, so yeah, we got other shit going on.
So
I am really excited though. Like I'm locked into wanting to go to that Eagles game. Like not only because it's a fucking um like a Super Bowl, like it's a Super Bowl ceremony kind of
yeah,
game and like all that, so like it's exciting to watch to begin with. But like the idea of like having the kids together for their first game is just so much fun. Like, I don't want it because like once Bruni has her first game, like the first game is like the
right.
appeal of that is worn off. So yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely want to take advantage of that stuff for the rest of our lives. We get to be
yeah.
like, yeah, you guys go to your first game
You'll
together. Like you saw your first Eagles dub together.
you'll appreciate this. She does this new thing. So like she has a couple Eagle stuff, but specifically when I put her sweatshirt on, she'll go, "I'm wearing my Eagles," and like touch the Eagles logo. And I'm
Nice.
like, "Yeah, can you shout go birds?" And she's like, "Go birds!" Like, yeah, she's starting to
That's
get it.
awesome.
So
No,
by then, I
yeah,
think
that's awesome.
we'll be pretty well on the road because
Yeah,
she's picking up on things so quick. You know what this is like.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's like
Okay,
getting to
I
close to
imagine.
2.5 now.
Yeah,
And dude, it's just like every day is like something new, and I'm like, where
yeah.
did you learn this? Like,
Dude, yeah.
like
When they start talking
it's
like
just
days and
crazy.
stuff and remembering things you said, and you're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
Yeah,
it's just like the sampling. We were just talking about this the other day. One time, Joe, I had said it to him. We're like, we were in the morning, and he was like, "Where's mommy?" And I was like, "She's at work. She'll be back on Tuesday, buddy. Like, today's Thursday. She'll be back Tuesday." She was on like one of her long stretches, and then like 2 or 3 days later, Rochelle was like, "What day does she come home again?" And Joe looked up and was like, "Mommy's home Tuesdays," and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was like he was too young to know it. Like now that's normal. He's old enough.
right.
Like he should know what days they are. But like at the time, I was like, what the hell? And he just always was like, "Mommy's home on Tuesdays." And I was like, dude, he like absorbed that one. Like he heard
Yeah,
that and listened to it. And
it's awesome.
like right now, like yesterday, they got these little play safes to put money in, and I told them both their code like twice, and was like, they're never gonna remember that. For the past 24 hours, they've just been walking around telling me their code, and I was like, okay, guess you're not gonna forget that now. Like the way they, yeah. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, she is. We were just John actually asked that the other day. He was like, "How old's AJ's daughter?" And I was like, "Oh, she'll be 2 in October." And I stopped for a second. And I was like, like, dude, she's already 2. She's gonna be 3 in October.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, dude. I was like, she's 3 already. I was like, that's crazy.
It's like a whole ass human being.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole person back there. But
Um. Anyways, continuing on. The only thing I have to mention: the City Islanders drop their schedule tomorrow, so pretty excited about that. Again, another soccer team. So, uh, for you, that's something close by. That, from what I remember, is relatively cheap. I don't.
yeah, so yeah, if they,
I know you can sit on the hill and not pay a thing to get down there, but I don't think it'll cost much money if you
no,
do end
no.
up going to games.
Where do they even play at that little
On City
field on the
Island,
side in City
yeah, in
Island?
that little dip. Yeah, there's a big soccer field in there that they play in. Um, so yeah, it's pretty exciting. They're in some league now, so
Oh yeah, okay, I do know exactly. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, you definitely know if you've been there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, Anything else for me? And otherwise, I'll drop a fun fact.
Nope, I think that's it.
All right.
Back me away.
Fun fact of the day: there are no bridges over the Amazon River.
I want to act like genuinely surprised, and I can't even do it because we spent
Yeah,
so much time in our fake episode
we
doing
did.
it. But like anybody
It's
that has heard
unfortunate.
this, like the biggest points of this was like as kids, they make you think that it's like in the jungle, like Jungle Book type vibes, which then automatically in my brain is like, oh, it's not that wide of a river. The shit is anywhere from 6 to like 25 miles wide, and then also like the general civilian area around there. There's nothing in there to ship that you need to be big enough to form a
Right.
bridge. Everyone's walking, most people don't have a car, like the materials it would cost to get in there, like we dove into this one, and it was one where it was just like I'm blown away that it a is that long, and it basically splits all of Brazil in half, which feels fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then just like how massively wide it is. And then I had the moment too, though. I think everyone should do that. I don't remember what I typed in. If I did Google Earth, I think I did Google Earth and typed in Amazon River,
Yeah.
hit enter. They put me in a boat in the middle of the river, and I tell you, sitting here in my seat, like my butthole puckered, and I like tightened up on my mouse because I was like, oh my god, if I fall off this boat, I am fucking dead, dead, dead. Like the thought of falling into the Amazon River and something touching my foot. Oh my god. Like I've always thought about like deep ocean and shit being terrifying, and that's pretty creepy, but for some reason there's just something about like the brown water that makes it so much worse. Like
The brown
you
water, the fact that it is a river, so you have the land and
Yes,
things
like yeah,
coming and
there's
going,
yes,
and
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Like there could be just an animal swimming through that's getting eaten by something, and then it's like, oh, human on a boat, that's better.
yeah,
Like, yeah, there's just so much terrifying shit about that. But I mean, the ocean actually might win because then you're just in the deep depth darkness of fucking terror. But I
yeah.
clicked off of it. I'm missing. Did we just score?
No, they almost did. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Other than that, I don't know of too many sports this weekend, honestly. NASCAR will be at Atlanta, which is another similar restrictor plate race. So they'll have pack style, but because it's a smaller track, they have to do a little more handling. So there will be a little more space between the cars. So similar watch though. Last year, you might remember this race because they finished three wide.
Yes.
So that was this race last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully they get something like that again. Help build some viewership.
Yeah.
Other than that, I saw the opening round of the Mexico Open for golf was on earlier.
Yeah.
NBA is
I think
back in
that's
it.
part
Games
of
started
yeah,
again
yeah.
tonight, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, NBA is back. But other than that, I was looking at my
I
calendar here real quick. Yeah, I don't have anything else really for the weekend. There's the
yeah,
UFC fight night Saturday night, and then NASCAR Sunday.
yeah.
Tom Hanks, The Americas is on Sunday. Don't forget about that.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is honestly exciting.
that's not
Yeah,
sports related, but it's on my
yeah,
calendar, so it's there. It's
that's
coming.
great.
And then Monday night is the TGL games,
Yeah,
which is sick. So,
and then hockey starts again on Saturday.
yep.
So
So,
yeah,
all
so
right.
there is some stuff to watch, but have a good weekend. Appreciate y'all, and
GG's. Like
take
and
care.
subscribe.